their views and what they think things are can be a very, very interesting exercise, like we've just done here. We haven't got time today to look at the survey we've looked at here because there's a whole discussion which comes from this survey. In fact, there's 6 discussions that come from this survey, right? I want to focus in on some questions regarding Jews here, on questions regarding Israel, and what we're going to do, we're not just going to go out to Amersham, right, just for a walk. We're going out to survey some people in Amersham. We're going to
interview.
We're going to
stand there, stand there.
How long is it going to take? And I'm waiting for some. You're not televising that, are you?
No, it's not for television. For private television.
Are you videoing it?
Yes.
Yes. What do you want to know?
I'd like to know, do you know what percentage of Britain's population is Jewish?
I'm afraid I wouldn't know. No?
Out of 650 members of Parliament, how many of them are Jewish?
I think quite a small percentage, but I would think about 5 to 10%.
5 to 10.
That's a guess. I really don't know.
It's 7%. Really.
Is it?
It's 7%.
Is it?
Yes.
Ah, thank you. Are you going to give me all the answers?
What do the initials PLL stand for?
Or the Palestine Liberation Organisation.
And what do you know about the PLO?
Well, only that I wish that all sides would resolve their problems so there could be peace. That's all I know.
Oh, nice. Can you speak loud, Marcy?
Yeah. What size is Israel? Is it the same size as Britain, England, France or Wales?
Wales, I would think. It's if I had to decide between all of them.
How many Jews live in Israel? What percentage do they make up to the Arabs?
In Israel?
Yeah.
Well, I would have thought in Israel it was certainly the majority.
Give us a percentage on that.
Can you give a number?
I couldn't give a number.
Thousands, millions, tens millions.
Millions, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know what percentage. I would have thought it was certainly about 90%. I don't know. You can give me the answer to that one.
85%.
Is it?
And it's 4 million Jews.
Is it?
How many Jews actually live in Israel?
We just told me 4 million.
Tell the answer wrong. Where is Israel?
Can I have a copy of this? Where is Israel?
Yeah.
Well, my geography is awful, but all I know is that it's on the coast opposite Cyprus, and I hope to visit it next year.
Very right. Very well done.
The writing's getting worse and worse.
I know, it depends. What language do they speak in Israel?
Well, I should imagine that they would speak their own Jewish language, and I've forgotten the name of the Hebrew.
How many Jews are there in the world?
I don't know, but I hope you're going to tell me.
You want to make a rough guess on it?
No, I couldn't.
Please.
No, go on, just try. No.
Oh, my hands are about... I was... Oh dear, what's the word population?
4 billion. 4,000 millions live in this world.
About 50 million.
15.
No,
50.
more than 50.
15.
No. I don't know. I hope you're going to tell me that. Isn't it awful? On a Sunday morning, I've just got up.
No, it's actually 30.
30?
13.
Is that?
One
How
three,
stupid.
one three.
How stupid. Yeah.
I would contest that.
Yes. Well, you said 6 million.
You will contest it?
13 million, never in your life.
Yes, you
Those
said
figures are wrong.
How many Jews live in Britain? Did you ask?
Well,
How
how
many
many Jews are live in Britain, but I've been to
said-
Israel.
How many-
What's the
said
population of Israel?
6 million in
4
Israel.
million.
No,
How many
4
Jews? How many Jews do you think live in Britain?
I don't know. Have we got to that
3/4
question
to a million,
yet?
I would have thought.
3/4 to a million. It's under 400,000 Jews in Britain.
Is it?
Yes. No more than that.
Where'd you get your figures from?
But tell me again.
It's fact.
How
It's
many
from survey.
Jews in the world?
13 million.
13 million. What do you, and yet there were 6 million in Israel?
Yeah.
4 million. So I'm trying to digest those figures. 4 million in Israel, but 13 million throughout the whole world. Right, okay. Where do we go now?
What do you know about the Russian Jews?
Only what I've read, and I haven't read too much in the last few years, but at one time I used to read an awful lot in the way of fact and fiction about Russian Jews. And in the past I've had great sympathy with them, but that's all I know, and I don't want to sort of really comment on current situations because I think that they're ever changing.
Okay. How many Jews do you think there are in Russia?
I think the good lady to my right has just told me, I think she said 2 million.
Do you know about the persecution of Jews in Russia?
Well, only what I've read.
Do you know any Jewish festivals?
Well, yes, but you're going to ask me the name of it, and I heard, I've read festivals, yes. I'm just trying to think. Well, no, I don't really know, but I can remember hearing a lovely story about 2 years ago by a Jewish lady, and she was telling us of the period just before Christmas when all the family gets together. I think it's probably an extra special Jewish Sabbath day, and where they light the candles, and she was explaining about the history of lighting the candles, and I was fascinated, and I intended to go and read a bit more after that. She was just relating a story at a meeting I was at about one of their...
You remember the name of the festival?
No, I can't.
Hanukkah. Right.
She was describing about how all the family kept together, and telling us about the history of lighting the candles, which I hadn't heard of before. And you can ask me details, and I can't remember too much.
No, can't you remember anything of how the story goes?
No, so obviously the lighting of candles was very much wrapped around the traditions of the Jewish religion, but I can't remember too much more than that. And I know she was describing about the food, and there was some significance about lighting the candle, not eating till after a certain time. I can't really remember, but you'll have to fill me in on that. What's my last question before I go and have my lunch?
Have you ever heard of the Holocaust? What do you know about it?
Just that it's tragic, and I'm afraid to God that it never ever happens again.
What do you know about it?
I really don't want to go into that today. I think we all know about it, and it saddens everybody, doesn't it?
Okay,
All right. Thank you very much.
What percentage of the British population is Jewish?
How many Jews
How many Jews?
live in Britain?
No idea.
Can you make
An
a
awful
rough
lot.
guess?
An awful lot.
How many?
I don't know.
Make a guess, a rough guess.
40%.
40%. Actually, it's
I've only 0.8%.
well 350,000 Jews. 350,000 Jews.
Out of 650 people in Parliament, how many do you think are Jewish?
No idea. 10%?
Yeah, roughly, it's 45%, roughly.
45%.
No, 45 people.
45
people.
people. Do you know what the initials PLO stand for?
Yeah. Palestine Liberation.
You know anything about the Pakistan Liberation?
Not much.
Lisa, louder.
What do you think the size of Israel is the same as Britain, Wales, Ireland or France?
About Ireland or something.
is Wales. How many Jews? Do you know how many Jews live in Israel?
No, I've been there, but I don't know how many Jews.
It's about 4 million. Do you know what the percentage is, in Israel compared to the Arabs? What's the percentage of Jews in Israel?
Oh, I just think 10% from.
There's 85 Jews and 15% Arabs. Do you know where Israel is?
The other side of Egypt.
What do you know what language they speak?
Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yiddish.
It's Hebrew. Do you know how many Jews there are in the world?
No.
It's 13 million.
Okay.
13 million.
Yeah.
1-3.
And do you know about Jews in Russia? Know anything about them?
Only what I've read.
Region?
They're in prison, persecuted.
And do you know how many Jews there are in Russia? Russia?
I don't know, 5-10%. I don't know. Nobody knows really.
It's about 2 million.
Really?
And do you know anything about any Jewish festivals? Any Jewish festivals, do you know anything about them?
Yom Kippur and all that.
Do you know what
Jewish New Year and this.
Do you know the name of Jewish?
I wasn't getting paid for this.
And have you ever heard of the Holocaust and do you know anything about it?
The Holocaust?
Yeah. Thank you very much for your
Oh.
time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Right.
What do you think about it?
Well, all of them.
Yeah. Do you know what shalom means?
What?
Shalom.
Shalom, no.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
An hour and a half away. They're doing a survey and just like to ask you a few questions about certain different things. Just like, obviously they wouldn't know if you know them or not, but just what do you think about them?
Francesca, loud and clear.
Nice and loud.
What percentage of Britain's population do you think are Jewish?
I should think it's very small. I should think it's less than 1%.
Which
Less
is
than 1%.
which is how many?
Well, if there are 55 million of us, it's got to be less than 1 million.
Out of 650 MPs, how many are Jews?
2 or 3?
What does the PLO stand for?
Palestinian liberation. I don't know what the O stands for.
And what do you feel about this group and their actions?
Do you know, frankly, I don't know, because I'm a Christian, and so to a great extent I'm with you over the prophecies in the Bible. So to a large extent I'm with you, but I don't know. I think Palestine should have a home. The Palestinian people should have a home, and I think there is somewhere a home for them. But on the other hand, Israel has been given to Israel, the Israeli people, and that can't be the same place as their home.
How many Jews do you think there are in Israel? Percentage of population. How many Jews do you think there are?
What, within Israel, what percentage are Jews?
Yeah.
A third?
Where is Israel and what language do they speak in Israel?
I think they've gone back to the old Hebrew now, haven't they? I think,
It's got a special name.
Begins with H, better say Hebrew.
I think just recently though, the old language, the original biblical language has been revived, hasn't it? And I don't know what it's called, I can't remember, I'm very sorry. I should know and I don't.
It's Hebrew.
What?
It's still Hebrew.
Yes.
It was
What's it
revived.
called?
It was revived 100 years ago, but it's
Yes,
still the
but-
same language. It's Hebrew.
It is Hebrew. Well, what's this new name that you're giving it then?
Well,
that I
it's the
don't-
Hebrew
It's
word for
It's
it,
the
which
Hebrew
is
word for
incorrect.
Hebrew.
And what is it? Tell
It
me.
means Hebrew.
Yes, but what is the
The
word?
language, what is the word, isn't it? If it means
Oh,
Hebrew,
well, I wouldn't
Hebrew
know that.
language.
Yes, I wouldn't know that. But I knew that they spoke Hebrew now, yes.
Do you know where Israel is? Do you know where it's
Yes, of course I do. Well, northeast of Africa, if you like.
How many do you think are there Jews in Israel?
Total population of Jews, 10 million.
Oh, good.
What do you know about the Jews in Russia?
Well, they're slowly being released, some of them, aren't they? I think the same thing for the Jews as I think for the Christians there. I think it's a terrible situation, dreadful.
How many Jews do you think there are?
In Russia, there's quite a number, probably as many as 1-2 million.
Do you know any Jewish festivals? You've heard of it?
Yes, I know Passover, I know, crumbs. I do know several of
Do you
them.
know what Passover means?
Yes, the lamb, lamb on the blood on the doorpost and the angel of death passed over, yes.
Right.
I've forgotten what the other one is, when they fast. When that war. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Yom Kippur, yes.
Have you heard the word shalom? Do you know what it
Yes.
means?
God be with you.
Do you know what anti-Semitism is?
Yes.
And what it stands for, and what do you think about it?
Well, it means ill feeling against Jewish people. I think it's very sad, terribly sad. But it doesn't surprise me because Jews were originally God's chosen race, and I would expect nothing different.
Have you any Jewish
Because
friends?
we're the same in a sense as Christians.
Have you any Jewish friends?
Only men on the market.
Have you heard of the Holocaust? What do you think about it?
Well, it's the same thing as anti-Semitism. It doesn't surprise me. I think it's absolutely dreadful and appalling, very sad, but it doesn't surprise me in any way.
Why doesn't it surprise you? You think it's natural
Well,
that the
no, I
Jews
don't
are...
think it's natural, but I don't think you quite heard what I said before, that the Jews were God's chosen people. He chose to bless the Jews
And
originally.
there's a reason for
and
being
they're-
hated.
Right. That's exactly what I think.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And what are your feelings about it?
PLO, yeah, the Arab, the PLO. Well, no feelings at all at my age, really. I've done all my feelings younger. When I was younger, I've got no feelings at all.
Do you know what it stands for, PLO?
Well, no, not really.
People's Liberation Organisation.
Organisation, that's right. Yeah.
How many Jews do you think there are in Israel?
In Israel,
It's not really bothering.
Make a rough
2
guess.
million. 2 million.
Do you know where Israel is situated?
Where it's situated, Lebanon and all that way.
In like north, south.
Well, it's Middle East, what I'd call the Middle East.
Do you know what language they speak?
Hebrew.
How many Jews do you think there are in the world?
Right, my last count, oh dear,
You have a man of knowledge.
12 million, it's just a little guess.
What do you
I'm a long
think?
way out, I know.
No, you're very close actually.
What did you say? What do you think about the situation in Russia with Russian Jews at this moment?
Oh well, anything like that I'm against, Yeah, I'm against any form of that.
Do you know any Jewish festivals?
Well, all I know is the Passover.
Do you know what it means?
No, not really. Though I have lived amongst, when I was younger, I lived amongst Jewish people. I've served in the army with Jewish people, so I know, a little bit, but not much.
Best be going actually.
Yeah, because we've got a lunch after.
Okay. Thank you very much.
What's this all about then? Do you want to answer some questions?
I don't know very much about them, but I'll, yes.
You want to find out what you're doing?
Loud, guy. Loud.
What percentage of Britain's population do you think are Jewish?
Like 5% maybe.
Out of 650 MPs, how many do you think are Jews?
I don't,
Just the rough guess.
about 1 or 2.
Do you know what PLO stands for?
Palestine Liberation Organisation. Not a lot. I don't agree with it.
How many Jews?
I don't agree with the way they go about it. They may have a reason for striving towards a goal, but I don't believe in the way they're doing it.
How many Jews do you think are in Israel, living in Israel? And what population? What percentage makes up the population? How many Jews do you think are living in Israel?
Oh, you mean Jews and Arabs, the mix of Jews and Arabs in Israel? Oh, I'd have thought about 80% Jews, 20% Arabs, something like that. I don't know what the percentage of how many people are in Israel.
Do you know where Israel is?
Yes. Eastern end of the Mediterranean.
Do you know what language they speak?
Hebrew?
How many Jews do you think there are in the world?
I don't know how many people live in Amersham, so I haven't a clue how many Jews live in the world.
Do you understand about the situation in Russia today, about the Russian Jews and what you're doing?
Yes, I understand what's going on, yeah. That they're, I suppose, as much as any minority in Russia, they're oppressed. The Christians have just as bad a time, I think. And I understand that a lot of the Jews want to get out, and they're not allowed out. But then, lots of people want to get out of Russia and can't get out, so it's just I believe that people should have the freedom to move, but then it depends where they're moving to. If the place they're going to has enough room for them all. But I think the option should be there.
How many Jews do you think there are in Russia?
I don't know. 100,000 maybe.
Do you know any Jewish festivals? Do you know any?
I can't pronounce them. There's your festivals. No, I don't think so.
Have you ever heard of the Holocaust? And if you have, what do you think of it?
Don't know about it.
I've got one more question.
Right.
Do you understand what anti-Semitism is?
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, I don't conduct it myself. I don't agree with it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Just wondered if you'd like to answer a couple of questions.
Loud.
What percent of Britain's population do you think are Jewish?
About 10.
Right. Out of 650 members of Parliament, how many do you think are Jewish? One.
In Israel, the PLO, do you know what it stands for?
Palestine Liberation Organisation.
So what do you...
Pardon?
What do you think about it?
Well, it sounds...
How many Jews do you think there are in Israel?
Yes. How many?
Jews. Population. You know where Israel is? Italy?
You have any idea what's the size of Israel comparing to Britain?
It's bigger than Britain.
bigger than Britain. How many times bigger do you think?
Is it as big as Wales, as big as Germany, as big as Scotland, as big as France?
Probably twice as big as Britain.
Right,
And the population of Israel is made up as in Jewish and Arabs. Do you know what the population is? The ratio?
I don't know, it's probably about 60-40.
You heard of the Holocaust?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Oh, it's bad.
Do you know what language they speak in Israel?
Jewish.
Do you understand about the situation in Russia today?
The Russian Jews?
What are your feelings about it?
Well, I don't know the Russian side of it, but well,
Have you any Jewish friends?
not that I know of. There might be one.
Do you understand what anti-Semitism is and what do you think about it?
It's hatred for Jews. It's bad.
You know any Jewish festivals?
There's bar mitzvah.
That's when they become 13.
Passover.
Do you know what it means?
Pardon?
Do you know what Passover means?
Yeah, it's when they all painted that cross on all the doors. When they played like Passover.
Do you know what the word shalom means?
Smile, smile.
Alex, how you going there? And
This is Craig Cobbett, working for RJYCC
And this is
Television.
Richard. And now this is Melanie.
Hello, Alex.
Reported by the RJCC about
Sing a song for me. Sing a song. Adonai, Melech Israel.
Hi, Bukayam, David Melech Israel. I can't, I've done the words. I'm going to do it on dancing.
Guy, move in.
Rates that pornographic.
The end of this one? Good. Hello, Steve. Isn't there?
Daniel, you've got a question? Yeah. Going on camera? No. Daniel's got a question, yeah? We didn't do very well. No, I don't think I did. Same question, got it? How many? Well,
I've already done that one.
you haven't done that one.
It is 65 members of Parliament. Right, I'll do it. 65 members of Parliament, how many are you doing?
What, in Israel? No, in England. 600. What should they give out transit? Will you write to me and record these answers?
Yeah. Have you heard how many Jews are in Russia?
How many Jews did you think there are in Russia? As a school or? I think there's about a couple of thousand. Do you know about things that go on in Russia? Not regard to Jews, no, I know there's a minority group, and I don't know much more than that about that. I think there's a certain amount of persecution on them by the yeah, the New Year's in September, October, I think September. Yom Kippur. Yeah. What do you do on Yom Kippur? Have you ever heard? That's a New Year. 6 a.m. Oh, yeah.
This is David Hill, I don't know more than that. No, I don't know that. Yeah. Okay.
Go on then.
Right, who's going to start?
What percentage of Jews do you think live in Israel? 75% or so. The world? How many Jews do you think live in Russia? Russia? About 3 million.
What about in Britain? How many Jews do you know in Britain?
9 million. How many Jews do you think? 10,667. Out of 650. 300. Yeah.
Do you know anything about the Holocaust? Nothing at all. I don't think the Jews were killed.
What, in the war you mean?
Yeah.
Well, no, I was on the back end of the war. I don't know. When I was older. I was applying that. Do you think that Israel is the size of Britain, France or Wales? Wales, I'm there.
Do you know anything about any of the Jewish relatives?
Do you know what PLO stands for? The word is?
No.
No?
Thank you very much for your
Have a nice day.
It's up there, Sue's over there. It's only private use.
Oh, all right. If you go back in the history of the Jews were once, apart from the Egyptians, I suppose, the major population in the Middle East. And the reason that we understand from the Bible, they were driven from their land and were told that they couldn't wander the earth. I think that it's only right that now that they can find something around probably in the right place. But I have a great deal of respect and sympathy for the Palestinians who lived in Palestine for many, many years. And now they've got nowhere to live. What are people going to do about that?
There are other states around them.
Yeah, okay, but you know, they once lived in Palestine. And I think you've got to understand, if you were driven out of your home after living in it for 50 years, how would you feel?
Arabs do live in England.
You used to live in Well, you know, that really is all I've got to say, and I think it's a great shame that some peace can't be worked out there, because quite frankly, it seems a ridiculous situation for somebody like me, when you've got land there and you've got obviously the rights of both parties, the Israelis and the Palestinians, and they can't find some way of accommodating all of them. Even if Israel gave up some of their land and one of the other countries gave up some of theirs. But Israel won't do that, will they? What's the fair with it?
Oh, I'm being still. Man, I put my eyelashes on. Carry on.
That belongs to Jewish heritage. Fine, still,
Hebrew or Yiddish, I don't know what they say. Do you know any Jewish festivals? Festivals? Yeah. We have the ones they have over here, like the bar mitzvahs and all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shalom. It means peace be with you, I think. Is that it? Right.
What's your feeling? Actually, much to say about
I think they should let people come and go as they like.
How many Jews do you think there are in Russia?
Well, I think there are more Jews in Russia than in any other country outside Israel, aren't there? And just because they're there, they can't get out, otherwise they would. I would think it might be sort of 10% of the population. Is that it? Yes.
Thank you very much.
Speak up, lad.
So what percentage of Britain's population do you think is Jewish?
Can I ask you a question? Do you live in Amersham? Is there a big Jewish community in Amersham?
Yeah, very small. I don't have many families at all.
45 families. Is there a synagogue in it near it? Whereabouts is the synagogue here? Oh, there isn't one, sorry. Where is the nearest synagogue to here?
They have a holy day in High Wood. American base there actually have a service there. Near around Week Pinner, I think. Okay?
Okay, lovely. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, border by the three.
Can you say, Steve, you'll have to speak up because it's...
Out of 650 members of Parliament in Britain, how many do you think are Jews?
I would take a guess at about 20%.
How much, do you know anything about the Holocaust?
Yes, I do. In fact, my brother worked on the film. Yeah. Film Holocaust. Yeah, I do. Auschwitz. Dachau.
How many Jews do you think there are in Russia?
Let's speak up, Steve.
In Russia? Quite a few million. Quite a few million. Is it? 2 million.
Pardon, what was that?
Speak up when you're on
Okay.
Do you know about any Jewish festivals? No.
Everybody got any questions? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Alright, I know originally when they left which youth club is this for? Redbridge. Whereabouts is that? Where? Down in Essex, are you? Yes. Well, I know the PLO originally they went into those refugee camps. Then they went over into Jordan, and they caused rather a problem. The Hussein of Jordan had to use his Hashemite tank people, and they drove them out into Lebanon, which was weak, wasn't it? Where they rather caused a problem there, and they weren't particularly popular with either lot. With the Lebanese people who have enough problems already with their divisions over there.
About the Holocaust.
Yes, I know it's a terrible thing, and it was a really dark age at that time, and we nearly went into a dark age at the time, and we can never understand the German people, which are a nice people, I'll say that. I mean, after all, it's English, we're Saxon descent ourselves, and we can never understand a thing like that would take place with a civilised nation, and they would have done such a thing. I mean, we know in this country, we have, I think it was Cromwell who originally, when the Jews were expelled, I think it was like King Edward, was it, some time in the past, expelled the Jews from this country, but Cromwell in the Commonwealth times allowed them to come back again, and they have. I mean, they've not been a burden to us, they're a minority, and they've been a helpful thing in the country, and anyone, these dispersed people, I think it was the Romans, wasn't it, after the temple was destroyed in Jerusalem, they were expelled and they went through the Roman Empire. That was the general outline of dispersion of that for 2,000 years, roughly 2,000 years. And any place where us Gentile people will let them stay with us, usually the countries are prosperous. France was at one time, they seem to leave there and came here. And now America seems prosperous, because they've had the Rothschilds and those other ones over there. And you connect that minority amongst us until they can be allowed to go back to their own, well, their own land, but was originally given them by God, wasn't it? Israel, that
But hopefully, things like still going on today.
I think they should be released. Any of them wish to go back to their homeland in Israel should be the Russians. I would not be surprised that dissenters usually are on that. I would not be surprised at anything there. No, not behind the Iron Curtain. That's one of the places I wouldn't want to go to.
Well, this is quick.
Side of Israel.
No.
Again.
No. So that's not much good. Oh dear. Yes. Compared?
Yes, what side of Israel?
Oh, I think it's about 4 times larger. No, actually. It's more than that. Oh, it is? Oh.
Do you know how many Jews there are in Britain?
Well, no. I don't think we have Jews here.
But it's what percentage of Jews there are in Britain?
What is it?
Actually, it's 0.4%.
That's a nice comment.
Bye.
Especially for Sunday morning. Are you all from the same?
You know the lockdown at the end as well.
Do you know what the initials PLO stand for?
Palestinian Liberation Organisation.
Do you know what the Palestine Liberation Organisation is?
Put me on the spot now. It's to gain the territory for the Palestinians, obviously being pushed out of Israel. And obviously they want to claim their land as their particular birthright and their self-determination.
What size do you think Israel is in comparison with either Wales, Britain, or Ireland?
I don't know, twice as big as England? Twice as big as British Isles.
It's actually the size of Wales. Do you know how many Jews live in Israel? Approximately.
This is going to do my ego very much good, isn't it?
Do you know how many Jews live in Israel?
No.
You have no idea at all?
Well, no.
4 million actually. Do you know where
what's the population?
The population of Israel?
4.5.
6 million. 4 million. Well, it's in the Gulf.
What is the percentage of Jews in Israel?
2/3. There are 4 million, 6 million there.
Exactly 85%. Do you know what language is spoken in Israel?
You not all know this because of the I know what language is spoken in Israel. No, not really.
How many Jews do you think there are in the world?
I don't know what the world population is anyway.
300 million.
300 million.
In the world
Fair
population.
percentage of the Chinese.
3,000 million, sorry, 3,000 million.
2,000 percentage of Jews. Well, I mean, it's just a wild guess. Wild guess. I don't have a clue really. I mean, what? 50 million?
Actually, 13.
13.
Close. Close.
Not close enough then.
What do you know about the Jews in Russia?
Not a lot, really. No, there's only persecution going on. I mean, obviously in the last World War and that basis.
They find it very difficult to actually leave Russia and go to Israel.
Well, I think most nationalities find it pretty difficult to leave Russia. Jews are particularly...
Well, they're particularly persecuted.
Yes, yes. I mean, there are other religions there.
Do you know how many Jews there are in Russia?
That's fun. Yes, isn't it?
'Cause
Tell you very good.
What?
What?
It's not a quiz.
Whatever. Rigger, I just want to feel something.
Still on, David.
You're filming.
Oh, by the way.
Hi everybody.
My name is... I'm Josh Bokov from Russia. Hello. Oh, God. What a plonk. How many Jews are there? Yeah, do your face. Hey, can I just do you for take a picture of you?
Can you close the door?
Can I take a picture? Can I take a picture of you, please?
David, you look beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. No, the video has now 8 comments.
Doing a survey and Soviet Jewish. Do you know anything about it? Up yours, you little mother. Mother what? Mother what? Call me mother.
Yes, but I do know. I do about every year.
Over, as fast as you can.
Oh no.
Dave, move, Dave.